Hi, guys. Welcome back to Having a Ball podcast. I'm Erica.
And I'm Ziva.
And today we're talking about the Let's Talk to Lucy podcast episode where she spoke to Sheila MacRae, who was one of the wives in the fashion show episode of I Love Lucy. Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Honestly, other than that, I didn't even her name, I didn't recognize right
Wasn't too
away.
familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, but to be fair, she didn't start her career until much later. So she didn't have this super long, extensive young career,
Yeah, like Lucille
starting
Ball, you can
out.
kind of trace it
Yeah.
back to. Yeah, and I know she did kind of a husband and wife thing with her husband Gordon MacRae. And what did you take from this conversation that she had with her? I love this one that was from
Well,
her
okay,
home.
before we get to that, can we talk for one hot second about the intro, like when she's waiting for her to
Oh,
come and she talks about the
yes.
birds? I was like, I'm
And the
sorry, aren't you
hair.
supposed to be deathly afraid of birds?
Yes. And
And then this blue jay gets caught in your hair.
yeah, not only caught in it, she kind of said it was kind of this oh God, what's that director's name that does all the scary movies? It's God, it's
Hitchcock.
Hitchcock. Yes, it was
Yeah,
like a
like the
Hitchcock.
birds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounded really scary. It's like attacking, making it
Yeah.
maybe it thought it was a nest because her hair is very
Yeah, because
nesty
it's so
looking.
bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so red and
Oh,
bright.
you're
No,
right.
but
That was kind of weird.
I heard that and I was like, did they just write it? Did it really happen?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it really happened, she'd be more traumatized about it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, the
Or
way she
maybe
described
her
it.
fear of birds was not as uh
Maybe she had gotten over most
over
of
it.
it.
It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as we thought it was. Like it wasn't maybe her whole life, except
Yeah.
now maybe that brought it
Well,
out
if it
again.
had gone away, this
It
event
came back.
probably brought it right back because
Yeah.
that's scary. You're right. And now she says she was in her backyard of her Beverly Hills home, which I'm guessing is the one on Roxbury in LA. And she had Sheila MacRae come over to do it. So what I love about
Yes.
these shows are that you can never tell where she's going to be doing these
Yeah.
episodes. She's all over
I
the
love
place,
that she's just sitting at her house.
just chilling in the backyard. And yeah, here's what I don't know if you heard this part, but Lucy's a very frank person. Like she's very honest. And I don't know if you
Yeah.
caught this part where they were talking about their children, and she
She
was
said she didn't think they were talented.
yes, you could catch that. She's like, I don't think they're talented, but I appreciate their enthusiasm for
I
the
was like, how old were they? I want to like research how old they were. Were they on a TV show with her at that time? Because if that's
doesn't matter. They heard it and they probably
they heard
heard
it, yeah.
that because she was a big fan of nepotism. If you can help your children, help them. But she's also very honest and very frank. Like, no, they weren't talented at all, but they had enthusiasm. What? What?
I
I
thought they
love
were
that.
talented. I think at the beginning of like Here's Lucy, they were definitely not as great as they were by the end.
Yeah.
You could go, oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're just
They
starting
were
out,
like
but
new shoes. You kind of had to
yeah,
wear them a
yeah,
little bit. Yeah.
yeah,
So
but
that was fun
they
listening to
figured
that.
themselves out.
Yeah.
But
So you did
yeah, I
catch
heard
that.
that. Oh yeah.
That was good. And so what I love about her podcast, because that's what I'm calling them, is that she always asks about how they handle children and home life. Like most people, like,
Mhm.
tell us about your new project. What's going on? She's like, we'll talk about that later, but I really want to know about your home life and how you miss your kids. And she was, I think, because she always missed her own children, always working a lot. She wondered how other women in the industry kind of felt that way too.
3 weeks. I feel like 3 weeks on a
It was a tour, right?
regular basis
Oh
would be a
yeah.
lot.
Yeah. It does sound like a lot.
I just feel like 3 weeks every once in a blue moon, I could do that. But like
Yeah.
it sounded like she was on the road quite a bit in 3 weeks. It just seemed like a really long time to be
And
away.
when I was looking up this information for Sheila MacRae again, I didn't know much about her, but I do know she did kind of a husband and wife show with Gordon MacRae. Is that in her memoir she kind of wrote of when her marriage was falling apart. And it was very similar to what Lucy went through, which is like the drinking and kind of spiraling out of control type of thing where it wasn't good for their marriage. So they also mentioned how they were friends for a long time. I wonder if that was, a common bond that they both had.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. So I'm loving these.
I really am. I think you guys should check it out. Real quick at the end, what that person saying, like, if you like this, listen to, like, at the very end of the podcast. Very end. Is that Lucy?
That's Arnaz? Lucy. That's Lucy Arnaz. Yes, okay. Yeah.
Because I heard it and I went, oh, that's got to be her. Like, that voice sounds so familiar. So I love that she's like at the very end, like.
Yeah, just saying bye to everyone and keep listening. I do love that letter she got because she always encouraged letters from her fans and the advice she gave was just, you don't take things personal when you get criticism. It's all business. And I love that because she probably carried that from day one. She was being hit with, you're not talented enough for this school back when she was a child, to, beating all the odds in a male dominated world. So I think that was excellent advice for any young person during that time trying to get into show business.
Yeah. Well, if you guys listen to this, tell us what you think of them, because we'd love to hear what you guys think and what your favorite parts of each of these little podcasts were. So
yeah, these are fun.
Yeah, they are. So go ahead and listen to them. Tell us what you think and tune in for Monday's new episode, which is Ricky. Women Are Fabulous.
Yeah.
Ricky,
Lucy,
what is that?
Yeah, no. The Lucy thinks Ricky's trying to murder her.
Oh, yes, of course. I've jumped ahead again.
But you are right. Females are fabulous. So it just
they are. So we can just keep saying that.
And this is one of them.
We just need a shirt that says your hosts are fabulous.
There you go. And they drink a lot of milk. Okay. So with that,
had to slip that in.
Having a Ball podcast on all social media platforms, and Let's Talk to Lucy is streaming everywhere, and Having a Ball podcast is streaming everywhere. So find all of us everywhere.
Okay. All right. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, guys. Bye.